the next episode of Rick and Dave's Comic Book Hour, we're going to be reviewing my... Oh, hey, that's my comic book. Hey, check that out. Awesome.
I'm the best there is at what I do. There's more to me than you think. Oh yeah, think your best I've got claws, and I can use them.
Alright, welcome to the Rick and Dave Comic Book Hour. I'm Rick.
I'm Dave.
And that's Wolverine, of course. And
yes,
believe it or
found
not,
him at a thrift store for 50 cents.
but in this issue, we are going to be talking about the female superheroes that we've been reading. At least some of them anyway, not all of them, but enough to do an episode.
The DC ones, anyway.
Yeah. So we're going to start off, what, Supergirl and Lobo, when it was in issues
26 and 7.
26 and 27.
Yeah, I think we
touched
mentioned,
on the, we touched
on this one on a previous thing, but that kind of introduced the Lobo.
And we still didn't know if he was the real one or not, but it did introduce Lobo coming into this universe looking for that doctor.
Yeah, and then in issue 27, we got some more Lobo, and it appears that he is...
Well, at the end of 26, Supergirl kills him, or so we think, because she just puts... She gets so angry, she puts everything into the punch. And as we go on here, you're going to see that Supergirl is getting more anger issues. And if you've been reading previews or anything online, you know what that's leading up to when she becomes a Red Lantern. But right now, she's still plain old Supergirl.
Yeah.
And it starts off with them trying to do a DNA profile of Wolverine. Not Wolverine. Lobo.
I am Wolverine.
Yeah, I know. So, sorry about that, dude. So, of Lobo. And there are...
there would be a good crossover, Lobo and Wolverine.
Yeah, that would be a good... If done right, that would be awesome.
I don't know if they've ever done that or not. Maybe they ought to.
Well, leave a thing in the comments if they have, because we don't know everything, but we know what we read, kind of.
More or less.
More or less. We can fake it if we need to, right, Titus? So anyway, plus there's two lab assistants in there that aren't happy with where they're at. They think Supergirl should be kept away from the general population.
Yeah, she's down in the
Now it's called the Block,
yeah,
right?
the lab that's down towards the center of the earth called the Block. And they're trying to dissect Lobo here, which doesn't really work out too well. Because apparently these, how do you say that, Cardassians? Is that what they are?
I don't know. I've never tried the Cardassians. I haven't read enough of Lobo to know what that is. As far as I know, the C is silent.
So
someone in the comments can tell us how to pronounce that, because we're not very good at it.
But at any rate, Lobo, he apparently is supposedly
He's
the last...
a Kardashian, that's what he is.
Kardashian. He's the last of his kind. And apparently he's pretty indestructible, because Supergirl is as powerful as Superman and leveled him with a punch that would typically be the end of most everybody else, apparently, but not Lobo.
Well, Lobo does have that healing factor, but they think that while they're doing the autopsy, they believe that this punch overrode all his healing powers. But as we find out, that was not the case, because he actually does pull himself back together.
Yeah. Even after they start cutting him open and everything, so.
And there's a few times when she's talking to Dr. V there, that she loses her temper while talking. And I know they're leading up to the Red Lantern, but I don't know. To me, sometimes I think it might be a little bit too forced, because she's just talking and all of a sudden she's getting really angry because, well, Superman wouldn't help her save Krypton.
Yeah. The last storyline, where she went back in time and got to go back on Krypton, and then they had to still let it blow up and all that stuff. So that's pissed her off on top of everything else. And she's just having a lot of issues here. It's just kind of...
Well, she's been having issues ever since issue 1.
Yeah.
But
she's just...
Then she lost her. Then she thinks she's lost her friend Siobhan too, that she first met when she came to Earth. That could only one that she could communicate with. That could
getting pretty mad here. So
so she's been really, she's been getting well. I can't say it's been forced, because she's been angry for a long, long time. I mean,
she's just mad at the whole situation that she's...
Well, everybody's been using her too. And so everything's been building up to her being, if she's going to be a Red Lantern, well, things have been happening to push that forward, I think. What about you?
Yeah, they've been steering that the whole way, so we'll see how this Red Lantern thing goes and whether or not they keep her that way for a while or not, I don't know. But
Once again, I hope
So-
it's just a fun read and a good read. I mean,
yeah,
I don't expect it to be permanent, so people shouldn't go running around. No, I don't want to see Supergirl as a Red Lantern. Well, let's go with it. See what happens. I mean,
yeah. Well,
give
it's
it
got
a
to
chance.
build the character up somehow or tear her down.
And if she does stay a Red Lantern, or maybe she's cool and will like it.
Yeah.
I mean, something's got to happen because she's not happy on Earth.
Yeah.
So
This is
maybe she
true.
can be a GL or an RL
Yeah.
of some sector that's even angry like she is. They can all be angry together.
Yeah. So, but that's I guess the long and the short of what's going on in Supergirl. And of course, they got the last panel there where we're going to see some red.
Yeah.
So there's a little tease for that.
Yeah. But, so all in all, I think every time we do a Supergirl, it's nothing new that me and Dave like Supergirl.
Yeah.
That's one of our favorite
been-
DC characters, I believe.
It's
that
been
we
well
ever-
written since New 52
Yeah.
and whatnot. So it's a good take on the character that they've done.
Yeah. So moving on, we move on to The World's Finest, which is starring Huntress and Power Girl. And this happens to be issue 19. So, Dave, this opens up with Power Girl having some trouble with some powers of hers, right?
Yeah, her power fluctuation's been going on for a few issues now, and then she's also having money troubles with her business because the guy's trying to take over her business, and
Yeah.
so we opened up with her down in the sea digging for diamonds so she can go and pay off her bills, and so her powers are lasting long enough for her to do stuff like that. And then we got
Why don't you just go to a coal mine and make her own diamonds like Superman did in number 3, the third movie? Here you go.
yeah, just crush it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, yeah, and those are spent on legal bills. So that tells you that, she's having really financial trouble there.
yeah, so
And during a board meeting, her
Yes.
heat vision goes off on her.
yeah, it goes a little wacky here.
Yeah.
Kind of freaks everybody out a little bit. Freaks her out too, because she can't get it to stop right off. Then we got the Huntress. Well, basically she wants to go meet her Earth One dad. And sorry to say, I can't really remember the motivation totally behind her going to find Batman, other than she needs his help. I can't remember why.
Then you should have read that issue.
I
I
know.
don't remember this, so I should have read it too.
But anyway. So.
But it starts off with her quest as she finds the Bat Cave and makes comparisons to the Earth 1 cave and the Earth 2 cave, and
Yeah.
of course she finds Batman knows she's coming, so it's pretty cool. But
Yeah, it's going to lead into a storyline. I'll go into the Batman Superman number 8 and go through a couple issues there. So if you're into reading the crossovers, go World's Finest and Batman Superman and back to World's Finest, I think.
so once again, this is a book that me and Dave have been liking to read since we've been with it, probably since the beginning, or just about, I think.
Yeah.
And so I like the way it's going. It's interesting to have these different, these different Earth characters on, trying to cope with this Earth. So it's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
where everything's the same but not the same. And
Yeah, 'cause I mean, now Hunter has to explain to Batman that, yeah, you're my dad. I don't know how well that's going to go over.
yeah.
But
Anyway.
next up is Batgirl, and this is part of the Gothatopia storyline that started in Detective Comics number 27. That was, of course, the anniversary issue of the first. Well, there was supposed to be the anniversary of the first issue of Batman.
First
and
appearance of Batman.
that first appearance, and I mean, this is his 75th anniversary year, and it had a bunch of short stories in it, and one of them was the start of this storyline. Now, in this Gothatopia, Batgirl has a different name than Batgirl.
Yeah, she's called Bluebell.
Yeah, Bluebell. Even though she's got a bat signal or a bat insignia on her costume, she's called Bluebell, and she has another friend called.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Oh man, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. Well, they got all these quirky names, which
Yeah, they changed all the names, kind of.
so, but apparently they're all, if I understood the first in Detective 27, they're all under some sort of influence, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the point of it. We don't know. Right now, we're led to believe, spoiler alert, that it could be the Scarecrow because he showed up at the end of that storyline in Detective Comics. But then again, it was so. What you must know, okay, if you're not familiar, Gotham right now is under the illusion that this is a crime-free city or lowest crime. It's a nice place to live. It's utopia. That's why it's called Gothopia. It looks like the Joker has his own brand, his company, and his own brand.
Yeah.
And even though, and I guess in this issue, what's going on is everybody thinks everything's going on fine, but then what really happened is that they're poisoning kids with ice cream, I believe, is going on.
Yeah, this one.
If you look deep enough.
There's a big mass suicide thing going on here. So
Exactly.
this one lady's kind of puts on a Joker mask, I guess, basically, and is gonna kill all these kids by feeding them ice cream and poisoned ice cream.
Right.
So then Bluebell comes in and saves the day, and I can't find the name of the other character. But anyway, that's a pretty cool storyline so far. So
Oh, and their whole family's together.
yeah,
They're all one big happy family. Gordon, his mom, her brother, they're all like living the
yeah,
nuclear
American-
family dream as well.
Yeah, the American dream there, whatever.
So, and believe it or not, we did forget a female DC character, one that just started out, Harley Quinn.
Oh,
I did get that issue to check it out, and Dave read it too. And what were your thoughts of this being the first issue of Harley Quinn's new ongoing series?
well, this is actually the first New 52 Harley Quinn that I've read. So,
Well, me too. I didn't read the other
you
one.
didn't-
That
I guess she was in Suicide Squad or something,
Yeah.
part of that. But I liked it. It was just a setup issue.
Exactly. Yeah.
And she moved to a new town, got a place, and actually inherited a building with tenants and the whole bit. So
Some of them saved her, some of them not. It's going to be. So she looks like she might have a pretty interesting supporting cast in this
yeah,
series.
so yeah, it looks like it might be a fun book to read. So if you like the Bat titles, that might be one you want to try out.
If
So.
you can push one more into your budget, give
Yeah.
it a try for 3 issues like I'm going to and see how it goes. But it looks like if you're a Harley Quinn fan, you're probably going to like this.
Yeah, it's well drawn and everything too. So
And then of course the big, the opening splash page when she's coming into town on a motorcycle, way down like you would think of Santa's sleigh with a big huge buttload of toys and the thing's weighed down and everything's overflowing, but on her motorcycle.
yeah, the thing shouldn't be moving.
Yeah,
but-
but still it's cool, and she's got her big hammer, and everything is right with the world. So right now I'm going to say Harley Quinn's a thumb up as far as the new 52 issue going on. And I'm sorry I didn't bring the book over with me. I forgot about it. I didn't remember it until we were sitting here for a few
Yeah.
seconds.
And just to give another mention of why we're on the, I don't know, the lady versions, but this is not this Superman Wonder Woman #4. The secret's out, so the world now knows that they're dating. So I thought that was a pretty good issue.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. Oh, you
I read
didn't know
that. Well, I read the first 2 issues. I haven't read 3 and 4. So
Oh.
I mean, when I read, I picked up 1 and 2 when they had the half price overstock box at the Steel City Con in
Yeah.
December. But then I didn't read 3 and 4 after that.
So,
I liked 1 and 2. Don't get me
Mhm.
wrong. I think I liked that better than the Batman Superman book. But I didn't know that they decided to start the date.
yeah, they just kind of hinting that around in the Justice League comics there for a while, and so now it's leading into the other books. So
But what do you think about the dating or the romance between a Wonder Woman and Superman?
I think that's what a lot of it makes sense, you know, and that those two would find each other, you know, that way, since they're both kind of alien in a sense and two of the most powerful beings on the planet. You know, that kind of makes sense that they would hook up, but so
Is it make it a little bit too? It's not to the point where it's too soap opera-ish?
no, it's not doing that. It's kind of fun because they're trying to figure out how they're going to do this and make it work and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of neat, but we won't get too involved with that but just to let you know, it's good, well drawn, and if you want to read a book with a little romance in it and a lot of action, as in fighting Doomsday and just guys like that. And,
Oh yeah, Doomsday. That was a good battle there. They couldn't, because Doomsday tore Wonder Woman all up in number 2, wasn't it? Whatever it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Just broke her arms and everything. So if you're watching the news and you hear of a 9.0 earthquake, well, you know what's going on there between Superman and Wonder Woman. Shifting those tectonic plates around. Anyway,
So,
well, the first 2 issues I'd read, I liked very much. And since Dave has continued buying it, I'm assuming you like it then too.
yeah, I'll put that one on my pull list. So.
Do you like this one better than the Batman Superman?
Yeah, I think I do. I just like the, I don't know, the interaction between the two, and I don't think they've ever really done a book with the 2 characters like this before in the history of DC Comics, because either character's always been involved with somebody else, whether it's Lois Lane or whoever, but
Right.
so yeah, I think this will be kind of cool.
Alright.
And it's a new 52, and they can do whatever they want, which I think they ought to.
Remind me to borrow 3 and 4 when the show's over so I can eat those. So what's next,
Alright.
Dave? You got one more over there, don't you?
Oh,
for us to go
well,
over?
just gonna throw our DC off, but this was a fun issue. Guardians of the Galaxy number 10. They finally got a good artist back. I didn't like that fill-in guy. And anyway, this is a issue with Gamora or Lady Gamora, as Angela calls her. And they basically just spend some time on the, I think you pronounce it the Badoon planet, and just kick some butt. That's all they really do. There's a good twin spread for you. Going in there, jumping in, taking on the bad guys. So, it's just a fun issue, these 2 trying to, how they get along, and members of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
There's some good banter between the 2?
Yeah, there's good banter, and then they take on some freaky looking monsters with big metal teeth.
Can't go wrong with metal teeth.
No. And these guys just kind of go in there and kick butt and take names, so it's just a fun issue, and of course there's moving the storyline along with what's going on in the Guardians of the Galaxy here, so which they're going to be adding some new characters, and I think the next storyline here is dealing with the Phoenix, since Jean Grey, a younger version, has come back from from the past or whatever, brought to the present, and I don't know, it's all confusing if you haven't read up on all that, but anyway, this particular issue is fun, so it leads into another good storyline that started up in issue 11, so.
And you've been reading this since day 1, or issue 1.
Yeah.
So you've been enjoying the whole run so far?
Yep. Yeah, the story's been really good. They had a fill-in artist that I didn't like, which I mentioned.
How long did he last?
2 issues.
So it was 2 issues too many?
Yeah. But sadly, he's going to be the artist on the new Silver Surfer book,
Oh.
which I'll buy it because Dave's a Silver Surfer fan, and I'll get it regardless. And too bad they don't get a guy like Ron Lim or somebody to draw it, but I don't know if he's drawn anymore or not, but he did a good run on their previous Silver Surfer series and whatnot, but anyway. So I'm not a big fan of that guy. I ain't going to mention his name.
Yeah, gonna mention his name. Well,
But
that's
hopefully
all right.
the story's good, so
Yeah.
that one I'll overlook the art and enjoy the story. But anyhow, as we're babbling on, thanks for watching.
And I'll talk to you later. Good day.